Human beings are taught very early in life that reality is something solid. That the world exists independently of us. That truth is already written somewhere, waiting to be discovered, revealed, or explained by someone more powerful, more intelligent, or more authoritative than ourselves. We are trained to believe that meaning comes from outside. From God. From science. From tradition. From society. And when meaning collapses, when life feels empty or confusing, we instinctively search outward again. We look for new explanations, new beliefs, new leaders, new ideologies. Anything that promises stability. Anything that claims certainty. What we rarely question is the structure beneath all of this. Not what we believe, but how belief itself becomes real. This is where Hollowism begins. Not as a religion. Not as an ideology. Not as a replacement for science or spirituality. Hollowism begins as a quiet observation about existence itself. That beneath everything we call reality, there is something vast, neutral, and fundamentally permissive. Not nothingness. Not emptiness. Not chaos. A hollow. An infinite hollow. The word hollow often carries a negative meaning. We associate it with lack, with emptiness, with weakness. To call something hollow feels like an insult, as if it lacks substance or value. But hollow is not empty. A hollow is what allows form. A container is hollow, and because of that, it can hold. A cave is hollow, and because of that, it can shelter. The human chest is hollow, and because of that, breath can move. The skull is hollow, and because of that, thought can exist. If these spaces were filled solid, nothing could happen within them. Hollow is not absence. Hollow is possibility. Hollowism proposes that existence itself operates on this same principle. That reality, at its most fundamental level, is not rigid or predetermined, but permissive. It does not dictate what must exist. It allows what is consistently placed within it to take form. Reality does not argue. It does not correct. It does not resist belief, effort, or imagination. It responds. This idea unsettles us because it removes a comforting illusion. The illusion that someone else is in control. We prefer to believe that reality is governed by fixed laws that operate independently of us. Or that a divine authority directs outcomes according to moral judgment. Or that fate, luck, or destiny determines who succeeds and who fails. All of these ideas share a common feature. They remove responsibility. Hollowism does the opposite. It does not accuse. It does not punish. It does not command. It simply reveals that whatever is consistently filled into the hollow tends to appear as reality over time. Not instantly. Not magically. But inevitably. Consider a simple, ordinary desire. A person wants a motorcycle. At first, the motorcycle exists only as a thought. A vague image. A feeling of attraction. Nothing physical has changed. No object has appeared. But that thought does not remain passive. It begins to influence attention. The person notices motorcycles on the road. They start watching videos. They read reviews. They imagine themselves riding. They talk about it with friends. The hollow is being filled. Then effort follows. Money is saved. Sacrifices are made. Time is invested. Actions align around the idea. Weeks pass. Months pass. And one day, the motorcycle stands in front of them. Was the motorcycle created from nothing? No. Was it inevitable? No. Did it appear by accident? Also no. It emerged because imagination, attention, and effort consistently filled the hollow in that direction. Hollowism claims this process is not limited to objects. It applies to ideas, to identities, to beliefs, to gods, to scientific truths, to entire civilizations. For thousands of years, human beings have imagined God. Not once, not briefly, but persistently. They prayed, they worshipped, they feared, they loved, they obeyed. They built structures around that imagination. Temples, churches, mosques, rituals, rules, moral systems. The hollow did not resist. Forms appeared. This does not mean God was invented as a lie. It means God was shaped through sustained belief and action. Hollowism does not ask whether God is real or unreal. That question itself assumes a false binary. Instead, it asks a deeper question. Why does God appear differently across cultures, eras, and psychological states? Why is God loving in one context and punishing in another? Why merciful in one generation and violent in another? Why silent for some and overwhelming for others? Hollowism answers quietly. Because the hollow allows form to stabilize based on what is consistently filled into it. God is not your need. God is beyond your need. But the God you experience is shaped by how you fill the hollow through worship, fear, expectation, and interpretation. Religion, then, is not deception. Religion is participation. Religion is a method of filling the hollow. Some religions fill it with discipline. Some with surrender. Some with fear. Some with love. Some with obedience. Some with inquiry. The hollow does not choose sides. It does not say one religion is correct and another false. It allows whatever is sustained deeply enough to take form. This is why religious conflict is so intense. People are not defending truth. They are defending their fillings. A weak belief can be questioned. A deeply filled belief becomes sacred. And sacred beliefs feel indistinguishable from reality itself. Hollowism does not reject science. It explains why science works. Science presents itself as the discovery of objective truth. As the gradual unveiling of what already exists independently of human perception. But scientific discovery does not happen in a vacuum. It requires attention, funding, instrumentation, consensus, repetition, time. A scientific fact does not simply appear because it exists. It becomes visible because inquiry fills the hollow in a particular direction. The Higgs boson did not suddenly begin to exist when it was discovered. But neither was its discovery guaranteed. It required decades of focused effort, massive collaboration, and sustained belief that something meaningful would be found. Hollowism does not claim scientists create reality arbitrarily. It claims something more subtle. That reality responds to sustained observation. Visibility itself is conditional. This is deeply uncomfortable. Because it removes the comfort of neutrality. If reality were purely objective and independent, then our beliefs would not matter. If reality were divinely controlled, then our failures could be blamed on divine will. If reality were random, then responsibility could be dismissed as illusion. But if reality is hollow, then belief, attention, and effort are not harmless. They are participatory. This does not mean you control the universe. It means you are not separate from it. The human mind struggles with hollowness. Silence feels threatening. Uncertainty feels unbearable. Ambiguity feels dangerous. So the mind fills. Fear fills the hollow with enemies. Hope fills it with saviors. Ego fills it with identity. Power fills it with hierarchy. The hollow does not intervene. It does not say, "This is wrong." It does not say, "This is right." It amplifies consistency. What is repeatedly filled begins to appear inevitable. This explains why people fight. Not because truth is rare, but because hollows are filled differently. A person raised in one belief system does not merely hold an opinion. Their hollow has been filled over years with language, symbols, emotions, and reinforcement. To question that belief feels like an attack on reality itself. This is why arguments rarely change minds. You cannot argue against a filled hollow. You can only refill it differently, slowly, patiently, and often painfully. Hollowism refuses final truth. Any claim of final truth is simply a hollow stabilized long enough to feel absolute. Truth is not illusion. Truth is temporary coherence. It works. Until it doesn't. It organizes reality. Until a different filling reorganizes it. This does not make life meaningless. It makes meaning dynamic. Ethically, Hollowism gives no commandments. It does not tell you what to do. It does not tell you what to believe. It reveals a single implication. Whatever you sustain, you eventually encounter. Not as reward. Not as punishment. As response. You are not punished by reality. You are answered by it. This is why Hollowism cannot become a cult. A cult claims authority. Hollowism dissolves it. A cult demands obedience. Hollowism reveals obedience as a filling. A cult offers certainty. Hollowism exposes certainty as temporary stabilization. You cannot surrender to the hollow. You are already participating in it. At this point, discomfort arises. People ask, does this mean morality collapses? Does this mean anything is possible? Does this mean nothing is real? No. It means responsibility replaces comfort. It means effort outweighs claims. It means consistency matters more than intention. It means fighting over ideology is pointless. Not because ideology is false, but because ideology is not a ruler of reality. It is a filling. So stop fighting over religion. Stop fighting over land. Stop fighting over ideology. Not the believer. Not the atheist. Not the scientist. None of them own the truth. They are all filling the same hollow in different ways. And the hollow is responding. Hollowism does not tell you who to be. It shows you something more unsettling. You are already creating what you will eventually face. In silence. In belief. In fear. In effort. The hollow is not watching you. It is not judging you. It is allowing you. Hollow is not empty. Everything emerges into reality. And what you place there, slowly, consistently, honestly, will one day stand in front of you. If this raised questions for you, leave them in the comments. I'll address the most important ones in the next video.